For the past 3 weeks, I've been obsessed with this build. Penguins, sharks, giant carps, catfish and Amazon predators. I'd love to welcome you all to the Sunset Gardens Aquarium. Join me. Hey there friends, you are looking at the newest addition to Sunset Gardens. It is, as you can tell, a big mansion across from this big mansion. But if you zoom out, you can tell that it is a rather big building, a behemoth of a building, and that is because it houses something that I did spend off and on a couple of weeks building. And one thing I need to tell you about this building: before I made this, my frame rate was a nice 60 frames per second. It has dipped into 38 frames per second. The contents of this building are very taxing on my PC. In case you recognize it or not, let me fill you in. This building is based, or at least this facade is based on the aquarium at Paradise. It's not quite the same, but the general concept is there. This facade with the larger classic part in the middle, and all of the windows actually are screens, have been replaced with screens that project water aquariums. I might change up some of these these screens with different videos, because it's kind of distracting that they're all playing the same. But let's actually walk forward and see what we have to see. I will say a lot of this zoo is planned to be more down to earth. The scale of this aquarium is pretty decent, if I must say so myself, but some of the composition of the tanks, the animals that are in it, are not realistic or feasible in the real world. And I'll let you know if that's the case. So we enter and we arrive right over here. And I'm going to say this right now. The walls in this aquarium for the moment are rather bare. We have these tall purple walls over here. And if in the comments you want to tell me ideas to fill in all the gaps here and to make these walls look more appealing or interesting, I'd be very excited to hear your input. So when you enter, you just see these little panels with flowing water. You walk past this atmospheric little mist area and you get to the first section, which is actually meant to be an Arctic/Atlantic area. So the first thing you see is this tank, which houses a couple of open ocean Arctic and Atlantic fish that sort of live in the large cold waters. Nothing tropical going on here. We have the cod, the Atlantic herring, we have the Atlantic salmon, and we have the Arctic opa in here. And it's a tank that is meant to be simple and unassuming. I might have placed like a couple more in here, like a couple 20, 30 more fish, and I could very well do that. I was trying to put a larger fish in here, but the beluga sturgeon is way too big. It just doesn't look right, because the hitboxes of those fish aren't ideal. So that's an easy, simple start here, and this isn't meant to be the star of the show. The star of the show is right over here. Yes guys, the king penguin has entered Sunset Gardens, and this is where you sort of get the experience to watch them both, but we'll look right over here. This is the large and deep underwater section for the king penguin, and actually if you look closely you'll find there is a second species of penguin in here. That is the royal penguin, which actually lives on an island to the south of Australia. I forgot the name of the island, but it's also pretty cold there, and they're a much rarer species of penguin, so they also have a home here. So the king penguin has its huge viewing windows here for their underwater section, and one thing that I like the most about this is these sort of rounded corners I did with the faux rocks and the faux tree. Have really been having fun with the rock work in this zoo so far. So you get this tank over here, the big main viewing window for it. The real standout, I guess, are these three very interesting looking fish. But as we push on, you will notice that there is a bend in the penguin habitat, and right over there you get the cute little feces of the, not feces, mind you, feces is what I said, of the penguin. So we get the choice to go up or go past these stairs, and of course we are going up. Again, let me repeat, these walls could very well use some decoration, and I still need to work on that. But this is the big reveal, of course, and this is the penguin beach, the penguin island. And I will say right away, I have to say that the whole habitat here absolutely needs to be attributed, the inspiration to it, to Leaf's amazing video where he built a king penguin, or actually an emperor penguin habitat, based on AZA, actual AZA official guidelines, and it looks very, very close to this one. I kind of stole the overall look and concept and feel of this, so I have to mention Leaf right away. These pebbles, these rocks, even the little cave here, and just the overall layout of this place is absolutely inspired by, or even, you know, could almost say kind of stolen from Leaf. I love Leaf as a builder. He's such an amazing, strangely kind of an underrated builder, I have to say. But yeah, this is the penguin beach. It is of course rocky, it is barren, it has no plants, it has pebbles, it has rocks, and I just had a lot of fun building this place. Even adding this sort of railing to prevent the penguins from making unpleasant falls down here. This little slope here, they have a little beach here where they can walk through the water, and I'm really, really happy with this. I could still increase some things here, maybe add some snow falling down, which is something actually from Paradisa that I've seen in other penguin habitats, and but I could still very well do that kind of stuff when I refine this build. We actually get teleported to the bottom of the stairs, and that's fine. This is another underwater viewing area for the penguins, but truth be told, they rarely venture to this section. I mean, in a real zoo they probably would, but the heat boxes, they just love to hang out over there. So it's a bit unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? And then a lot of this design of this building deliberately, and I'm very pleased with that, is all about keeping things hidden from you. And I'll reveal at the end what the whole deal is with that and how I accomplished that. It's not a crazy trick or something, but it's just something that I really tried, is to keep things hidden from you until you get a good vantage point. Because there is something very spectacular coming up, but you don't get to see it until, well, right over here as we round this corner. There we go. I love it every time I see it. This is the big ocean reef tank, and I just love that turning the corner moment where you get the whole window here. And I will say right away, there's a lot of fish in here. I'll try to mention most of them. If this was a real habitat, the smaller fish would get eaten. This is not realistic, but there we go. We can approach a very popular habitat, but I think this is a great vibe, something that I just love to look at now that I've completed building it. So what is in here? As you can tell, we get this, I believe they're called the blacktip reef sharks. We have a green sea turtle, a zebra shark, a Goliath grouper, a coral grouper. I believe these are called the yellow jackdaws, and the chromis, I believe. I think that's everything that's in here. A bit of an interesting predator-prey setup that wouldn't actually happen in real life. But I just love the combination here of these big fish and the smaller fish. In Planet Zoo, where realism can be shoved aside at times, I feel like it really works. The reef, actually, the coral that you see down there, are all blueprints, and I will give you the blueprints all in the description of this video when it does get posted to YouTube. I did not make this myself, although I tried. Well, some of them I did add, but not all of them, of course. But I love the scale of this, the huge fish contrasted with the smaller ones, and I've fallen in love with aquatic mods They are a bit wonky, of course, but the people who made them have really, really elevated Planet Zoo, and you just have to sort of keep your fingers crossed and sort of pray to Frontier that they do find a way of making aquatic animals, full aquatic animals, a reality in the sequel, because it has been so much fun planning tanks, building tanks, daydreaming about even more tanks. I'm at this point planning tanks all throughout Sunset Gardens. Yeah, this is not the last one, but I just love standing here. Even love the little fence here, and then the rocky area separating you from the glass. And in a deliberate move, the surface here and the surface here is the same, so that it's not very clear where the glass begins. That was sort of an attempt that you can't really tell where the glass starts, and it might look like they are swimming in the room with you. In the real world, perhaps through some more lighting tricks that would look even better. So that is the big reef tank, but there's more coming. We round this corner and we are going to enter a new room here, following these people to another very popular tank for my guests, and that is the much it's not that much smaller, but that is another reef tank, and this has a more peaceful vibe, and this has smaller fish and no real big predators swimming around. And this is also just a huge favorite of mine, just to stand here and look. As I said, all the corals and reef stuff is blueprints. All of the fish here are mods, of course. But what you get in here, we get, if I recognize some of them, the yellow tang, you get the surgeon fish, you get angel fish, you get the dragon moray eel, the humphead wrasse or something you call it. I believe this is a coral grouper. There is one oceanic puffer fish in here. That's always fun to try and spot where that sole fish is hanging out. Maybe you've seen it. I haven't seen it yet. Perhaps it's actually hanging out on land. There's some clownfish in here, of course. Of course, if this was a real tank, you would probably get a larger population than this, but the hitboxes of the fish aren't ideal, and in this tank it works, but in some other tanks in here, you can sort of tell, there it is, there you get the puffer. There's one of them in here. But yeah, I mean, guys, this is just so much fun. I hope you agree with me that I'm really I was very big on wanting birds in Planet Zoo 2, but now that I've really gotten into aquatic mods, I really want to be able to build this in Planet Zoo 2 without all of the jankiness that these mods do come with. But I'm so happy with this. And that is actually the third and last saltwater tank. And as we continue, we are going to enter this to what is perhaps disappointingly already the final hallway here. And I'm just going to stand right over here. This is a tropical freshwater tank. These are all herbivorous fish, well, for the most part in tropical regions, southern hemisphere. You get some African fish, you get some South American fish. What do you have in here? Tiger barbs, cardinal tetras, blue discus, a clown knife fish, paradise fish, these yellow electric cichlids, neon tetras, and the like. And I just built this huge, cute little tropical tank for them. I had planted much more in here, but the hitbox of the fish made their behavior look very weird and out of place. So I had to remove a lot of decoration. But of course, it is heavily lit. And in fact, when you turn the time to night, it actually looks even better. But I was actually planning on doing that at the end of the video. So this is what it looks like when you visit in the day. And just so much fun. There's not a lot of schooling going on, which is what would happen ideally. There's actually an elephant fish in here as well. The next tank is very different. As you can tell, what I try to do here is create this sort of riverbed feel, and I'm going to stand here, which is the best vantage point really. These are cold water North American fish for the most part, with one invasive species, and that is this Siamese giant carp here. And the point here of this habitat, let me just fix this right quick, or I'll have to fix that later. But the intended look of this tank was very much that you're at the edge of a fast streaming river, probably the Mississippi River, which is what most of the fish in here are actually based on, and no plants. And then you can tell sort of the water here has this tropical blue feel, and the watercolor here is actually black. And I feel that has such a cool effect. The contrast here between the lights and the dark are really nice, and you get a gar in here, I don't know quite how you say it, the muskellunge, muskellunge. You get what else is in here? I believe this is called a bowfin snakehead. You get some catfish, some bass, all bunch of cool fish. These fish aren't actually native to the Mississippi River, but they do get a lot of invasive carps there. So I wanted to plant these big boys in here. Maybe I'll take them out later and replace them with something. This was originally actually an African tank with some Goliath tigerfish, but I wasn't completely fully sold on it. Right over here you get two exhibits. Very simple. You get the lungfish in here, which is actually a very, very fascinating creature, because as I learned, I've really gotten into fish lately. Half of all of Earth's species, animal species, vertebrates at least, are fish. And 96% of all fish are the ray-finned fish. And if you just look at these fins, you can tell their fins are made of rays. And then 4% of fish are called lobe-finned fish, which the lungfish is one of them. And actually all tetrapods, and let's just simplify that to all land-dwelling animals with 4 legs, pretty much the point, have this kind of fish as their ancestors. So we are all fish in a way. And we get the axolotl tank right over here. There you go. There is one green morph. There's bound to be a pink one in here. But of course the big draw in this room is the final tank here. And it's kind of hard to get a good vantage point, so let's just stand here at first. This is the Amazon Giants tank. Again, you get some predators in here that would absolutely devour each other if this was a real tank. Luckily, this is planned too, so we don't need to worry too much about that. But you do get the arapaima, you get the red-tailed catfish, the pacu, a couple of oscars. I've forgotten some of these names. But yeah, I just had a lot of fun. There's a tank in my local zoo here in Antwerp with arowanas, and these fish, they've been living there for as long as I've been alive. The catfish in there, 36 years. I've been going to that zoo pretty much, and those fish have been living there as long as I remember. They are huge. They are old. And I wanted to build this riverbed here with fallen trees, with detritus and everything. Had a lot of fun putting them in here. And this tank is, if you ask me, a showstopper for sure. I will say a couple of things. I have some plans still with the top half of this tank. Plan number 1 is just put a lot of branches and trees and stuff to give it a tropical feel. Plan number 2 was actually a climbing rig with some netting under it and put some monkeys in there. But I'm not too sure about that actually. But perhaps if you want to give me some feedback how I could make this look better, also fix the symmetry with the lighting here. I could improve that for sure. But this is the freshwater hallway here, and I'm just gonna do something very quickly, because if you turn it to nighttime, it actually takes on a very different feel. And that's often a case with indoor Planet Zoo habitats. It just gets a different feel. So I'm just gonna go much faster through this, but it looks so nice at night. Just look at this. That is so cool, right? It loses some of the color, some of the vibes, but at the same time, it gains a lot of contrast and just interesting colors. The light is a bit too bright for some habitats, but yeah, it doesn't work in every habitat, as you can tell. Does it do something for this one? Not really. For the penguins, perhaps it works if you visit them at night, but not really. But it's mostly the Amazon tank that sort of benefits from a nighttime visit for sure. Look at these cool fish. You have to love it. Believe it or not, that's not really the final part of the aquarium. The final sort of Easter egg happens when you leave. Ignore this, guys. I forgot how huge this transition was when I built it. You just have to close your eyes and run through these walls, sort of like Harry Potter platform. What is it? 9 3/4? Is that it? But there's actually another penguin habitat in here for penguins that actually would be able to live outdoors. And this is the Humboldt Penguin Beach. They get a very modest, basic habitat. Again, this is one of those habitats that very likely is old, as in almost 100 years old probably, and might have housed like a much larger pinniped, perhaps, you know, seals, or perhaps even sea lions, or, you know, even an elephant seal. I know the Antwerp Zoo had an elephant seal in a very small habitat at one point, so I sort of imagine this at one point being a habitat for a huge sea-dwelling mammal, but the modern zoo has replaced that with the Humboldt penguin. And you get this view over here, and you can also go down and see them underwater. And that is really all I have to say about this habitat. Once again, just have been having a lot of fun with rock work. The main difference between my rock work now and in the past is just playing around with different colors and textures and mixing faux rock with real rock, and then this pebble piece and pebble pathing. Been having a lot of fun with that as well. And also over here, I didn't mention that right over there with the king penguin, but these fake burrows actually could improve them even a little bit like this. I'll probably go around and fix them a bit, but these sort of implied burrows in the cliff for the Humboldt penguin. And that is actually the tour there, the explainer for this building. So in case you needed a bit of a pointer, if you wonder how I managed to fit all of that in here, that is because behind the scenes, this building is extremely messy and ugly. If you ever, let me just draw what I want to say here. If you ever find yourself, if you're a bit of a beginner like I have been, if you're making an irregular shape of a building, something like this. You build a path, you build some habitats, and then you think, how am I going to fit a roof on this? Well, one simple way is just sort of encircle this part, the pathing and the habitats, with some panels. It doesn't have to look good. It can have a lot of pieces jutting out, like walls and pieces, and then just build a building around it, like this. Have your guests enter here, leave here. And even though it looks like this is the shape of the building, when you go inside, it doesn't look like that shape at all. It looks like the building is just this path, and that is because obviously, maybe it's obvious for you, but behind the scenes you get the most ugly, build thinkable. This whole aquarium is built inside a shell, and that shell is inside another shell, and that is how you accomplish that sort of enclosed feel. And the idea, as I did say, so what are you doing? Are you okay? That's kind of dangerous. Anyway, the idea, as I said, is definitely that this building existed, and that the person who bought this old estate and turned the old menagerie into a modern zoo, which is what will eventually arise here across from the lake. and that he said, I want to build an aquarium in here. Let me just demolish this wall and add this huge box against it. I can sort of imagine that the locals would have petitions and be angry about, you know, oh, stop the destruction of the historical monument. But I just love that vibe here, also hiding away this ugly part of the building. And that is actually it for the tour here of the Sunset Gardens Aquarium. I put a lot of work in this, both outdoors and indoors. As I said, this is based on a real building, but I feel like I've made it my own somehow, and I've learned a lot about the general architecture of places like this. And indoors, it's just a lot of fun. I hope you agree with me that I did something nice here. I think the penguin habitat is definitely my favorite in here. Once again, I'll repeat just one more time that I owe the construction of this, the inspiration for it, to Leaf's amazing video, which I'll just go right ahead and link to that video so you can check it out, so you can see where I got the idea for this habitat from. But that is it for the Sunset Gardens Aquarium. I'm going to halt recording right now, so the rest of this video will occur on stream.